Right, I guess we could get started if you guys are ready to get started.
I'm ready.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is our first time. We kind of skipped last week because I think we all needed a breather. We had a lot of stuff going on. But if we wanted
Oh yeah.
to start off maybe talking about some of the concerts we've seen in the past couple weeks, um, Josh, I think maybe you should go first as you had some big ones.
Oh, indeedly doodly. I did have some big ones going on. It started off last Monday with seeing and interviewing Iced Earth and Sabaton at First Avenue.
Mm.
Lots of cool stuff going on there. Lots of cool information going on. With Iced Earth, sadly enough, John Schaefer is going to be doing a new project with Michael from Volbeat, which will be coming out in the next couple of years, which really makes me disappointed.
Yeah.
Then the next day, I saw and interviewed Dream Theater, which was a huge moment for me. I got third row center tickets for that show, which was sold out because they played at about half the capacity that they normally do. Because the place where they normally play, the State Theater in Minneapolis, was already booked for the Experience Hendrix tour, so they had to go to one of the suburbs in the cities, and only sold about half of what they normally would since that was capacity. But I managed to get third row center tickets just for interviewing Mike Mangini. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, not bad.
Wednesday, I saw King Parrot and Vetnet Viscar, which was in very odd bill, but very fucking cool. They were the only two bands to play that night, sadly, but it was just an incredible show. Vetnet Viscar, I call them the East Coast version of Death Heaven, and they seem to agree with that as well. And King Parrots is just like watching an old Black Flag show with Henry Rollins on vocals. It's so fucking cool. And then just this past Saturday, I saw and interviewed the Dillinger Escape Plan and Shining. That was an incredible show at First Avenue. I gained a total respect for the band Trash Talk for one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. After I got done interviewing Shining, I got back in for about half the set of Trash Talk, and there was this supposedly trying to be hipster hot chick in the front row that was there with her boyfriend to go see Dillinger. And she was getting moshed into because the lead singer of Trash Talk went into the stage, did a stage dive into the crowd, and was there for the rest of the set. And she kept getting moshed into, and she told the singer to fuck off into the microphone. So after the set, he went, "Hey, you! Fucking chick with the white platform shoes. If you don't like what's going on here, get the fuck out of here." And the whole place just erupted, and she started crying, and they became one of my new favorite bands. It was just so fucking cool to see. But that was an incredible show as well, and yeah, that's all I got for that front. Jackson, I know you had a lot of shows that had going on. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I started with last Tuesday. I saw the Destruction tour, which was Destruction, Krisiun, and Ex Mortis. They played a little bar here called the Riot Room. It was kind of weird though because the Riot Room has like about a 250 capacity, and they've never had anything like resembling like a barricade there or anything like that. But for the Destruction show, they had like, I don't know, it's like the things you see that people put like speakers or something on, and then they put like a case over it so they can wheel it. They had those flipped upside down in front of the stage, and the stage was only like a foot off the ground. And they had like drilled like a 2x4 into the floor in front of it so it wouldn't move. And it was just so weird because like there was moshing, but there wasn't like crowd surfing or anything. Like no one got on the stage. In fact, Ex Mortis got up on top of those things and were playing, and it's just like. I'm guessing Destruction was like, oh, we're just as big as Creator. We have to have a barricade or something. I don't know, but it was a really good show.
Yeah.
Destruction was really heavy. They were really bass heavy, which was awesome. They had like a crazy light setup and everything for such a small show, but they're really good. Krisiun was really heavy. That was my second time seeing them, and Ex Mortis might just be like my new favorite live band. They're really fun. And then the day after that, I saw it was an off date from the Metal Alliance tour. So it was Goat Whore headlining, and then 1349 and Black Crown Initiate. Black Crown Initiate is, I think they're kind of a weird band that I almost actually like a little bit more on record live. They're all right. But I think like they had like these like 13-string guitars and like 8-string basses and stuff, and they didn't really do anything with them. Like I kind of wanted some crazy, like even though I don't really like gent that much, like if you would have gone all out gent, crazy time signatures and stuff, I would have been okay with that. Like sure, whatever. 1349 was really good. They kind of had some technical difficulties, but they came back and were just they actually I think had to cut their set short by like one song because their bass player broke a string. But after he broke the string, he still played a song. So it's like,
Nice.
Goatwhore, first metal band I ever saw live. They still are just fucking awesome live. They really don't have any like breaks or like breathers in their songs. It's all like 100% pedal to the metal the entire time. They played a new song, which actually kind of reminded me a little bit. I was wearing a Midnight shirt, so I was like, "Oh, this kind of sounds like kind of like that black and speed rock and roll kind of thing." So if Goatwhore's new stuff sounds anything like that, that's gonna be a great album. But that was actually all for me that I saw.
Very
Jordan.
nice.
Yeah, I also on Saturday caught well, it was our stop of Metal Alliance here in Austin. They turned it into a little day festival or whatever called the Texas Independence Fest. And in the past, they've had Downplay and David Allen Coe and like more Texas oriented stuff, I guess you would say. But this year they kind of just co-opted Metal Alliance and then added on the Wayne Static tour.
Wow, that sounds shitty.
Yeah, and Abigail Williams and a bunch of locals that they had like a battle of bands the last couple weeks at some bar. Anyway, I just showed up for the Metal Alliance stuff, so unfortunately it was a little more expensive since it was this festival thing, but I showed up during Black Crown Initiate, and like you said, I was expecting a little more, like when they had those instruments and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe even something like kind of like Melikesh or something like that, especially given the other bands on the lineup, but yeah, they didn't interest me that much. Inquisition was incredible. That was the main reason I went.
I love
so
that.
They played 7 songs, which looked like it was a couple songs short of what they've been playing on other dates, I think because of this little festival setup they had. But 7 songs was still great. They still covered 5 albums with 7 songs. So that was pretty solid. And then at our date, Goatwhore played next for some reason. I'm not sure if Goatwhore and 1349 are actually switching on and off direct support or not, or if that just had to do with this festival setup also. But like you said, Goatwhore sounded great. I've seen them a bunch of times, and they're always a really solid live act. And it was actually my first time seeing 1349, and so I was bummed that Frost wasn't with them, but they still sounded good. They were very intense, and I definitely need to check out some of their early records. And then Behemoth the new songs sounded awesome. The new songs were definitely the highlight of the Behemoth set for me. Having seen them a bunch of times, like a lot of the rest of the set was kind of like their regular staples, which sound great, don't get me wrong, but a little stale. But the new song sounded awesome and very powerful, live stage show with the strobe lights and the smoke machines in full effect. And then on Sunday night, the next night, I checked out Necrofilth. They came through with Power Trip. Power Trip is practically a local band at this point. I mean, they're from Dallas, but they play here all the time. And so Necrofilth is a side project of Zach from Nunslaughter. So they're kind of a crossover thrash band out of Cleveland. They've got a lot of like the like dirty street rat kind of lyrics, like kind of in the vein of like Midnight or Abigail, about like junkie sluts and stuff like that, So they were pretty fun. Chris Ulsh from Mammoth Grinder and Power Trip came out and did vocals on a Dago Abortions cover with them. And then I actually took off before Power Trip started. I've seen Power Trip so many times, and it was clear that most of the crowd was there for Power Trip, and it was a lot of kids, and I knew it was just going to be karate practice. So
sadly.
I took off. Yeah, the great band. I love seeing Power Trip, but I've seen them countless times. So, but yeah, that was my past shows.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. To kick off their part of this podcast, I guess there's kind of a rumor going around that AC/DC is hanging it up. Have either of you seen AC/DC, or what are your thoughts on the band, on the career, and if you've ever seen them before that?
The guitarist in my band will be very, very happy that AC/DC is retiring. He hates AC/DC with a passion.
Oh my god.
But to me, it's like I've always wanted to see him live. I mean, they're one of the legendary bands of rock and roll. And if you're a hard rock metal fan, I think you should have been able to at least see AC/DC once. I've never been able to because the ticket prices are so fucking outrageous for them. But it's really sad to see him go, especially considering Malcolm Young might have had a stroke, is what they're talking about now. So it's really sad to see him go that way instead of on their own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Same here. I've never got a chance to catch him live, unfortunately. I would love to have seen him at some point. Great back catalog and everything. But yeah, it's a shame that they're not able to go out on their own terms if this is indeed the end of them as a live band or recording band or anything. But yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, I've never seen them. The only thing I remember about AC/DC, I think they've, like, ever since I've kind of been aware of like heavier music, they've played Kansas City, I think, twice, and each time I think tickets were like no matter where you were, they played an arena for $100. Like, gee. But I mean, I guess for AC/DC,
Yeah,
whatever. I will say,
Yeah.
like, for the longest time, I was like, I don't listen to AC/DC, I don't like AC/DC. But lately, I have like all of the Bon Scott stuff. Like, I've kind of been getting into that. Like, I'll just look up a couple songs,
Yeah.
but I've kind of getting into it. So, and they kind of creeped up onto that list of bands I would like to see at least once. But so hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah.
I know they kind of had like that 40th anniversary thing kicking around. So hopefully that still happens.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then looks like some tours got announced in the past couple weeks. First one is that sweet DevilDriver tour with Whitechapel.
Oh, yes, I just can't wait.
It's DevilDriver, Whitechapel, Revocation, Rivers of Nihil, and a couple of others.
That is the Black Belt tour, right?
Yes.
So all the kids can practice their karate kicks going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DevilDriver, I've been to, I think now 3 DevilDriver shows where I've left before I saw DevilDriver, so it's kind of like a ritual for me. For this particular one, Whitechapel has an off date here with Revocation and Rivers of Nihil.
So you can leave early.
I've already done that before I've already gone to a Whitechapel show with Revocation early or opening, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I wish Revocation something else. This, but
They need to make money somehow, sadly.
I guess they just
To me, it's I've seen DevilDriver twice. Supposedly, once was Dark Tranquility, DevilDriver, and Opeth back in 2006. And that was the first time I ever got into a pit, and my face got smashed into a PA speaker, which was captured on a DVD camera, so it could be on the live DevilDriver DVD.
Yeah.
I'll never pick it up, so I'll never know. But my face, yeah, I could see the camera like going right in my face as I was getting smashed in the PA speaker. And the second time I was supposed to see DevilDriver was on the Glore tour that they did, but I got drunk with one of the opening bands, Legacy of Disorder, instead, so I think that was a better use of my time.
Yeah.
Whitechapel I have no interest in seeing. The only bands I would want to see is Revocation and Rivers of Nihil, who were fucking awesome on the Oceano Broken Hope tour. They were like one of the only bands that made sense to go on tour with Broken Hope since Fallujah dropped off the tour. So I'll be staying home for that one.
Yeah, same here. I've also walked out before DevilDriver on a couple occasions. I think one time Skeleton Witch opened, and I left
Skeleton
before
Witch.
DevilDriver. And then the other one was a little band called Napalm Death for some reason opened for DevilDriver.
That was one that I walked out on.
So I definitely left. Yeah, yeah, it was 36 Crazy Fists,
Oh.
Napalm Death, and DevilDriver. You got me. You got
oh my
me.
god, make it stop. Make it stop.
Yeah. But
Oh. The only
so
besides Sarah Palin.
right. So yeah, long story short, I'm not gonna check this one out. I've seen Revocation several times, and I'll catch them next time they come with a better package.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll wait for a proper Revocation headlining tour, which is bound to happen since they're on Metal Blade now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need one. I don't know have they had a headlining tour yet?
They had
did.
one.
2 years ago they did.
Well, they had one. It was like a
Yeah.
Metal Sucks sponsored one. Like I remember when Metal Sucks was like had a big boner over that band, the Binary Code or something. And I remember Revocation.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Went out
That's right.
headlining with. Other than that, I don't know
Yeah, they're due for one. They've got enough material now.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this next tour, Josh, I don't know. Maybe you'll like it, maybe not. But the Animals as Leaders just announced a tour.
Did the full tours or the tour dates come out yet, or just like a couple dates so far?
I think the full tour dates did, because I know for a fact, like the promoter here, it's coming here, and the promoter put up the flyer, so I'm assuming. Yeah, it's Animals as Leaders, and like some band with Jeff Loomis.
Yeah, Conquering Dystopia.
I don't.
Well, it's not just Jeff Loomis. It's Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, what? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Alex
It's
from
that
the
band.
Faceless. Yeah,
Oh.
Conquering Dystopia.
Yeah, they're legit.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Too legit to quit.
I might actually kind of,
Hey.
I'm kind of interested in that show now a little bit. I love Alex Webster.
Oh, I
There
did
you
too.
go.
He's so cool.
But
If it comes around here, I'd want to see him, but I've seen Animals as Leaders 3 times now, and they do kind of put on the same show. I mean, I highly recommend seeing Animals as Leaders if you've never seen them before, but if you've seen them more than once, you kind of know what you're going to get out of the show. So I would go for the opening bands more than anything.
Yeah.
Especially see Jeff Loomis and Alex Webster on the same stage. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Gordon, do you love Animals?
I do not.
Okay.
Sorry. No, I've seen them a couple times. They're fine. You know, they do the instrumental thing all right, but yeah, not really my cup of tea.
Okay. And
yeah.
The other one that just kind of got announced that I kind of want to talk about personally was Unearth is doing 10th anniversary tour for their album The Storm. And
That's right.
And the thing about Unearth, the first time I saw them was opening for Slayer, and they got the Slayer bit at him, and I kind of out of like that when I was getting into metal, the whole melodic metalcore thing was really big, like Killswitch, and I kind of had like a
me too.
Kind of like hate that stuff, you know. So Unearth was usually like at the top of like, God, I hate Unearth. I saw them on tour. It was that Hatebreed and Cannibal Corpse tour, and I wanted to be up close for Cannibal Corpse, and Unearth was playing, so I was like, you know what, I'll just have a good time, whatever. And I had a pretty good time. I don't think Unearth is really that bad live. I don't know if someone just posted a track from that album, and I listened to it to be like, oh, you know, I've grown up, my tastes have changed, maybe I like it. I still don't really like their music all that much, but I think they're okay live. So if they had like I don't know if they've announced openings for that, but if they're good.
I think it was like Texas in July and a couple other
never mind.
newer metalcore bands.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it looks like it's Texas in July, Cruel Hand, and Armed for Apocalypse.
Cruel Hand is okay, but not enough.
I will say for me, like, I'm not that big in the metalcore, but I do love The Oncoming Storm. That's like one of the few metalcore albums I actually do like. I did see Unearth once when they opened for Testament back in 2009, and actually went up to Ken, who was doing merch for Unearth, and I told him that they did a great job and everything, you know, like being nice to him. He says, you know, you're the only one in this whole show who said that the whole night.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought they did a good
Yeah.
set. I mean, it's the only Unearthed album I actually do like is The Oncoming Storm, so if it wasn't for the bad openers, I mean, I haven't heard Cruel Hand, but I fucking hate Texas in July. I would go to the show just to hear that album, but
Yeah.
maybe if I can score an interview out of it, I'd do it. Otherwise, probably not.
Yeah, I've seen Unearth a couple times over the years, and they're fine live. They're not a band I listen to, so I've seen them enough to be satisfied. So yeah, I would pass on this one too.
Mhm. All right, I think that's all the tours that got announced.
Well,
What?
well, and speaking of, no, a good one came out today that's coming nowhere near any of us.
Oh,
The
I
good
know
old
what you mean.
Creator Arch Enemy Sodom Invader tour.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
a giant fuck you to everybody in America.
It's really weird to me that Sodom is beneath Arch Enemy on that, but I guess for Europe that kind
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think all the bands are playing all the dates.
of...
No, I think it's about like half the tour that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll I would take a Sodom Invader tour in the U.S. in a heartbeat.
I would take a Sodom
Wow,
and
that'd be
anything
incredible.
tour.
Well, yes,
A,
yes, of
a
course.
Sodom and Gomorrah
Of
tour.
course.
Yeah.
And then also
Just to see
the
Sodom in the
Behexen
States.
20th anniversary tour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's right. That's going by you, isn't well, Chicago's like the closest to me, but it's coming by you, right?
Yeah, Austin's getting both a Sargeist and Behexen date, 2 days back to back. So
It's
that's gonna be like a
so
little mini
unfair.
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Just the guy who organizes Chaos and Taya, I'm sure, is the one pulling the strings on that one.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I'm quite happy.
I
Yeah.
I
so,
I really like both
yeah.
bands, and I know Behexen is playing in St. Louis, but I think Sargeist is my favorite of those two, and they have a date open on July 3rd that it would be perfect for cities. See, I guess.
Or Minnesota.
Nope. Get out. Get out.
No, you get out.
All right. Any more tour news?
But yeah,
or anything
it's
like that?
The only one I want to mention, I've only seen 3 dates so far, including Maryland Death Fest, but Agalloch might be going on tour, which would be pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, there's like a Florida
as
date,
we've
there's
been
Maryland
sitting
Death
here,
Fest. Yeah.
No, a bunch more dates got announced as we've been sitting
Ooh.
here. They're playing. The first day of the tour is Minneapolis.
There you go.
Oh my fuck! Oh my fuck!
Not
yes.
coming anywhere near here, but I'm seeing him at
I'm
MDF.
okay with this.
So.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for making my day. If you're fucking with me, I'm kicking someone's
No,
ass.
it's right there.
June 18 at the Triple Rock, my friend.
Oh yes. Can we stop this for a second so I can change pants,
Nope.
please?
Yeah, change him on camera.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to sit.
Yeah, they're not coming anywhere near
you're
here,
good.
but I'm seeing him at MDF, so whatever.
Yeah. I've seen him.
Oh, whatever
times,
for you.
So,
This is my first time seeing
yeah.
him, so.
Well, me too, but
Yeah, they're awesome.
The hipsters will be in groves at that
God,
show.
I
know
hope
they
not.
will be.
Oh yeah.
Well, I live in Minneapolis. Outside of Texas, it is hipster capital of
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the Death Heaven show that's going to be happening at the Triple Rock. I mean, all the hipsters going to be there with their PBR and seeing the hipsters trying to do karate kicks to sunbathers. It's going to be a really
it's
fucked
gonna
up show.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for making my day. Thank you.
I guess kind of sort of another tour that got announced, but also they have a new album coming out. Boris announced some stuff.
Oh, yes.
Their new album,
That will also be at the Triple Rock.
some dates. Have you both checked out that new track? Because I really liked it.
Not only have I heard it, I started
Yeah.
off my radio show this week with playing Quicksilver. It is an absolutely killer song.
Yeah.
It's what I
it's a
love
great
on a
track.
chorus in one song. I just hope the rest of the album holds up to it, which I think it will. It's Boris.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I kind of figured that this would be kind of path they're taking now. Like they've done they did the rock stuff, then they kind of drifted back into like the shoegazy post stuff, and now they're
Droney.
and like they just re-released Vane, so I'm like, okay, do some more stuff like Vane, and that's I don't think it's gonna be nearly as like crazy lo-fi crust punk as Vane, but I think it will be more like that than something else.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely gonna catch them either in Texas or back in Detroit, one way or the other,
or both.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be there at the Triple Rock. A lot of great shows are happening at the Triple Rock in Minneapolis, which I'm really happy about. It's not just a NoFX song, Seeing Devil at the Triple Rock. It's actually holding some great shows now.
Another album that got announced was Mastodon album. I think it's called like Once More Round the Sun.
The Sun.
I don't think
That's right.
From what I could find, I couldn't really find any like solid concrete details. They say it's going to be about a 60-minute album. That to me sounds like it'll be more like something like The Hunter and less like Crack the Sky, which I'm okay with. That's
with me, it's like Mastodon's never put out the same album twice, so I expect something that's kind of like The Hunter, but its own entity as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
and that awesome tour that's going to be coming up in May
themselves.
with Gorgier and Kelvatak, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I wish that was a little wider of a tour, but yeah, that's a great lineup.
It's coming to Minneapolis. There's no way I'm going to get interviews for it since it's on Roadrunner, but
yeah.
Yeah, it
it
would be a cool tour to see.
The thing about Mastodon that people shit for all the time is that The Hunter is my favorite Mastodon album, and Crack the Sky is my.
It's a great album.
Crack the Sky is my least favorite album, and like I know for a lot of people that's like sometimes like crisscross, but
yeah,
whatever. I think Mastodon is at their best when they're doing like 3 to 5 minute songs. Like those are my favorite Mastodon songs. That said, the Czar on Crack the Sky is one of my favorite Mastodon songs, but other than that, I'll stick to it.
So not even Hearts Alive does anything for you? Oh, that's everything I'm disappointed in everything that you've said. I mean, Hearts Alive is so badass live.
Yeah.
But I'll just say for me, it's like I have yet to hear a bad Mastodon album, so unless this one completely sucks balls, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed in anything Mastodon does.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if there's any justice in the world, they would be as popular as like the Five Finger Death Punches and Volbeats and bands like that.
I got Rick rolled in the hearing House of the Rising Sun yesterday. It sucks. It sucks so much, and I'll never get my time back. Five Finger Donkey Punch. Five Finger Donkey Punch.
But yeah, like Mastodon should be like a popular hard rock band, or more so than they are for the kind of material they put out. It's really great, great music. Like The Hunter, I thought was excellent, but I love all their records. Like you said, they never put out the same record twice. So
yeah, that's what I love about them. I mean, Tool can put out the same album over and over and over again, and they'll sell out stadiums. But Mastodon is like playing mid-level venues right now, and it might fill up, it might not. And I just don't see any justice in that.
Yeah, totally.
Hopefully that one will be pretty good. I have complete faith in Mastodon. Another one
Mastodon.
that it's not out, but like I guess there's already been like a listening party to it and kind of like a review line was the new Opeth album.
Jackson, please tell me what you think of this.
Well, let me just say my feelings overall on Opeth. When I was first getting into metal, I downloaded the entire discography of Opeth. That is a horrible idea. I will never do that again because I didn't know where to start. I mean, I Blackwater Park is cool. I've seen Opeth live. They're pretty good.
When did you see them?
I saw them on the tour with Catatonia. I think.
Oh, nice.
I would rather see Catatonia live, but it was fine. I don't know. I will. I go like every so often.
Was that the one where they didn't do growls?
Yes, it was for Heritage or whatever that one was called. Yeah, no growls.
So you sound like the redheaded stepchild of Opeth, where they didn't do any growls or anything.
Pretty much. So I'm like, whatever. But like I every so often I'll be like, I'll just listen to Blackwater Park in its entirety, or like My Arms, Your Hearse, and I'm like, yeah, it's great. If you played me a song by Opeth and be like, hey, what album is this from? I would never be able to tell you. But other than that, like they're all right. I obviously need to get whatever. Maybe their new album will be pretty.
I know they'll never be Bring Me the Horizon, and I apologize for that.
I wish I had their CD in here that I could share.
My thoughts on Opeth, they were the gateway band for me to get into screaming and growling. Like, I first got into Metallica, then I got into Dream Theater, then I got into Opeth from there. And at first I hated growls and shit like that. And then 6 months later, I decided to give Opeth a try again. Then, me being the prog fan that I am, I just like started coming over and over again to their sound. So they helped me like appreciate the other sides of metal that's out there. That said, like Heritage, I realize is like a huge like a fuck you to most of the Opeth fans out there, since it went in like in the 70s prog route. This new album is supposed to be more of like a hard rock, like classic metal sound to it. So I'm definitely going to be going into it with an open mind and everything. So I'm thinking it will be at least listenable, more so than Heritage.
Yeah.
I know it won't be like Blackwater Park, Deliverance, My Arms, Your Hearse era, but I think it should be at least listenable.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like Opeth. They're sometimes I think some prog metal can get pretty bloated and stuff, but I think I mean, considering they're a band that has like really long songs, I think they're pretty focused in what they're doing, like the songs, they don't meander too much. You don't feel like they're just dicking around or whatever. I think they've got good compositional qualities to their songs. And I liked Heritage. I didn't mind
did too,
it.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to plenty of music with growls and stuff, so I didn't really need another record with aggressive singing necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? I can listen to other stuff if I really want that. So I think it's good that they did something different. I mean, they're not one of my favorite bands of all time, so maybe that's why I wasn't like super offended. So I'm interested to hear what the new stuff's going to sound like, and they're great live. I'd love to see them on tour again. So yeah, I'm optimistic.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about like Heritage is that I do like the album. It's just that it does in the middle, it kind of drags on a little bit. Like if you listen to a few songs at a time, it sounds good. But if you listen to it all the way through, it does get boring near the end. So like a few songs at a time, it sounds great.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that for sure.
One other album that got announced, and we kind of already talked about this, but Revocation, just it's a new album. Coming hot on the heels. Didn't they just release one last year? Yeah. So and they just signed.
No, was it last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year. And they just signed a Metal Blade.
Metal Blade.
Revocation is weird because like I love Revocation. I like everything they've done. I have friends who are like they listen to everything that I do that they can't stand Revocation, but it's only because like I don't know, they heard like one song, they're like, "Oh, I hate the vocals." Like it's kind of the same argument I hear people about the Black Dahlia murder. And it's like and if you go up to someone and say like, "Why do you not like the Black Dahlia murder?" Like they'll give you like such a BS answer. Like it's like, "Oh, it's painfully obvious." Like really haven't listened. I mean, I don't know.
Revocation is one of the few bands saving metal right now to me because they're not just sticking to one style. I mean, they kind of do have like that thrash death metal thing going on, but they'll go to any style of music in one song and make it make sense. I mean, they're not just playing they're not like making a Merzbow album. I mean, they're making like some really cool metal that's going on, and every album sounds so different, and I can't imagine this not kicking some serious ass.
Yeah, and I think they've got a lot of potential to expose a lot of kids to some good stuff. Seeing as they're on like tours like this DevilDriver tour and stuff like that, and now being on Metal Blade, I'm sure they'll be on some other like high-profile tours, I would think.
Like DevilDriver.
So yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, super high profile. Yeah, but I mean, those are bands that certainly kids who might not know Revocation are going to go to those shows. So I think it's good for them. to expand the audience a little bit. And yeah, we'll see what the new stuff sounds like.
There's not enough bass drops in their sound. What
Well,
the fuck?
okay, that reminds me of a great story. I went to see it was a Job for a Cowboy and Whitechapel co-headlining tour, but opening was Cattle Decapitation and Revocation. Like, okay, I'll go.
All the tours you could have seen, that is definitely one of them.
Trade-off.
Yeah, so Revocation is on stage and they're playing, and you know, Dave Davidson, he's funny on stage, he's awesome. He's like, okay, how about we speed this next one up? And one of the kids in the crowd, who's obviously there for a Job for a Cowboy and Whitechapel, goes, why don't you speed yourself off stage? I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I will say the Job for a Cowboy and Whitechapel kids, they did like Cattle Decapitation a lot more. I thought they would. Thank you, Travis.
That's something.
Yeah.
Anyway, one other.
Oh, while I'm thinking about it, before we get to that, Goat Whore has an amazing T-shirt that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
I should have got it. I should have gotten it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it when they come to Minneapolis. I have to get that shirt.
Less Whitechapel, more Haunting the Chapel.
That shirt, and then who has the one that's like 7 churches on vinyl or fuck off or whatever that is?
Oh, Lockup.
Yeah.
Has that one.
Those two are fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. The funny thing, I saw New England Metal and Hardcore Fest release their daily lineup or whatever, and Goat Whore and Whitechapel are the same day. So I don't know. I think it'll be funny seeing them selling that shirt, like potentially next to Whitechapel kids.
That's amazing.
If I try to get an interview with Whitechapel, should I wear that shirt?
You absolutely. One thing, kind of news related, I wanted to touch on, but mostly just laugh at, is Dave Mustaine. Guys, checked out that video. Well, like,
that was so brutal.
the way I saw it, someone linked it like from like an aggregate news site, and the title was just like, "This is so cringeworthy." Like, it wasn't anything like, these people did not know who Dave Mustaine was. They did not know who Megadeth was. They're just like, here's some retard on the guitar just butchering this song. I'm like,
fucking around.
It's funny. One of my friends said that, this song really didn't do anything for me. Like the video clip they did said, well, it did something for me. It made me realize Dave Mustaine doesn't fucking practice.
God.
Yeah, man.
If Megadeth
he made Metallica S&M look like the most genius fucking thing on the planet.
if Megadeth can just relegate themselves to like an hour 15 at most opening band for huge bands for like the next 5 years, I think that would be
Dude,
amazing for me.
I saw him open for Iron Maiden this summer. It was awesome.
Yeah, they were
That's
amazing
all they need
opening
to
for
do.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Because Dave kept his mouth
Is Dave Mustaine gonna
shut.
start that idea with the symphony now?
Yeah. Right?
Well, Metallica already did S&M. I think Megadeth needs to have the symphony behind it as well.
Eminem.
2 days later,
Yeah.
maybe that's not such a good idea.
Oh God. All right.
Republicans.
So bad.
God. Okay.
So bad.
So in the next couple weeks or whatever, any upcoming shows you guys are checking out?
This Friday, I'm actually going to see Lacuna Coil and King.
Ooh, I didn't know
they're playing in a. They're doing like a handful of tours before Lacuna Coil does that Hottest Chicks in Metal tour, and before King goes on tour with King Double Hill.
Okay, yeah.
So they're doing a couple shows together. I'm going for King because they're good friends of mine, and I gotta support them. I'm gonna be doing an interview with them and stuff like that. They put out a great album that just came out today. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's a great, solid hard rock album. I think people need to check out. And I don't have any more shows coming up until I think a week or two from now. I'm seeing Y&T. Then I'm seeing the Metal Alliance tour. Then I'm seeing Tesseract with Cloud Kicker and a few other shows that are coming up. But this week it's just Lacuna Coil and King on Friday.
The next thing I have coming up is Godflesh is next week at the Mohawk here in Austin.
Sexy.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've never seen Godflesh
Yeah.
and or any of his other related projects, so I'm excited to check that out. That's the next thing I have tickets for.
Who's
Yeah.
opening that
How
Godflesh
about
show?
you?
Because I've seen earlier like Nails was open.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Nails was they were going to be opening some of the West Coast dates before the whole thing got rescheduled.
Curses.
And the Austin date, it's Regis is opening. He's a
Philbin?
no, he's a British DJ who is like a very seminal in like the British dance scene stuff. So kind of coming up in the same time Godflesh did
Oh, okay.
in like the late '80s. Like one of the guys that took like Detroit techno and Chicago house and took it over to England and
That's pretty
kind of blew up the electronic scene there.
Yeah.
So it'll be really cool to see like one of the old school, house DJs and stuff. And he's got like definitely a darker sound that's gonna go well with Godflesh. So it should be fun.
I can see that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, tomorrow I'm still kind of on the fence about it, but it's Ringworm and Death Before. Ringworm's latest
What's there to be on the
album-
fence about? You go.
Well, Ringworm's awesome. Like their
Yeah.
latest album was so good. I think I might be at that one. Thursday was supposed to be Loudness.
Yeah, they were supposed to be playing here too.
Goofball of a time. Then
Ravenous.
Saturday, which is also Record Store Day.
Oh yeah.
There's in Kansas City at this bar that's like a bar is Troglodyte. But then also kind of further east into Missouri is Cemetery Rapist. Which, I don't know if you guys know Cemetery Rapist, but
oh yeah,
they were here
I
last night.
last
I didn't
year.
go, but yeah.
Okay, I've seen Cemetery Rapist live once, and he is like his vocals, his really unique cricket vocals. He does those perfectly live. Like that to me is just like it's so much fun. And he's with a whole bunch of good local bands. So I'm like, I don't know. I think they'd be pretty fun. I think that place he's playing at just had like a gang shooting at it. I'm not.
That feels safe.
And then
Yeah.
And then next
Let's go see Cemetery Rapist in gang territory.
Well, he has like
Yeah.
he does like the whole hip hop aesthetic too. Oh, he might get shot.
Yeah. Dude, they were at a
Dude, give me some street
super
cred if you
ghetto
got
venue
shot.
here last night.
Yeah.
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 Right.
But
Yeah, they were in like the roughest, shittiest neighborhood last night here.
yeah, that's all I got coming. Anything else like to talk about?
I think it might be good unless you guys have anything.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm Smear, SMEAR
At Smear.
on Twitter and at Smear. And Beer Nerds, I'm at Smear on Untapped.
I see you tweet that stuff all the time.
You're drinking. Drink.
I guess
It's usually just shows.
I'll put this all in the description.
Yeah, if look up that drummer guy on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Different variations on that drummer guy. None of which I'm going to explain right now because that would take up too much fucking time.
I'll definitely.
But yeah, look up that drummer guy.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that is all we got for today, and next show.
Good and loud.
Bye.
Keep it metal.